This is Erik Brown, Beverly Hills Realtor, and I wanted to share with you a question that I keep receiving over and over again from people that have asked if I'm thinking of selling my home, as these sellers are. I'm holding a broker open today. By the way, if you're bored and are looking for something to do and want to come see a very nice $2 million home in Brentwood, Westwood, come visit me at 219 South Thurston. I will share with you the Butterfly House, which I have posted before. But just like this house that is selling and is on the market, I have a number of home sellers that have asked me, if I want to get X for my home, let's say they want to get $5 million to be able to sell their home, should we list it at 5.3 knowing offers will come in low? Or should we list a little bit lower knowing that we might be able to push high at some point? This seems to be a common conundrum. This is a question that I seem to get often, and I would love to be able to present with you some inside tips. So we're going to walk around this house and get an idea of what is the best way to position your home to sell. Should you list low, or should you list high? So let's walk outside. There's actually a couple of homes that are in this neighborhood that are also for sale, and hopefully we will run into some other agents as well. So I have always believed that listing high is not to our advantage. So what I mean by that, so let's say a home is the market value after someone has done, that being an agent, has done a competitive market analysis, figuring out what the homes are selling for in the area, how many bedrooms and baths they have compared to the competition, what's the price per square foot, how many other active homes are on market. There's a volume of variables that will go into pricing the home to find out what is accurate. And you can always get a second opinion by getting an appraisal done on the property beyond just having the market assessment done by a professional agent. So once you have established that value of a home, just like I had mentioned this house, which is a gorgeous little one-story in the Westwood area. There's our sign. We're holding an open house today on a beautiful street off of Thurston, really close proximity to UCLA. There's another real estate agent. That home you can see, and the sign will walk over that way. It is in escrow. So this is great. You can see that the home that I am pointing to is one of our comparables. So this is a home that is on market and they've received an offer, and it is a one-story home. So that gives us a really good indicator of what's happening in this area. Though you see several different styles of homes that are on the block, it still gives us a good idea of comps, what's called comparables. So based on all of that, if we have done that assessment, we've listed the property, or we've at least looked at what the market value is of the property, and we've seen the general range. And again, in our example, we say that the property is worth $5 million. Now, if we put that home on the market for $5.5 million to be able to insulate us, so as we can see here, this property did not do that, which we'll get to in a second. They did not list high. So in our $5 million example, sorry, I'm bouncing around a little bit, if we listed $5.5 million, imagine if you're looking to buy anything, a vacation package, a brand new shirt or suit, a new car, whatever it is. If the blue book value of that property or that car is $20,000 and I list it for $25,000, do you think that you'll buy it? Of course not. The same thing goes for houses. So the blue book value in this example is the competitive market analysis. So if the assessed value of that area shows that a price should be X and we list really, really high, it's unlikely that a number of buyers will come to see it. They don't position the same way that a seller would think of in trying to insulate themselves. If you're a seller, we want to realize that, yes, we're selling a home that you've lived in. It's a lifestyle. Maybe you've done some renovation or some upgrades to it, but it's still a product. You're still selling a thing. So I say that because we have to get into the minds of the buyers. A buyer wants to know two things. They would like to know of a deal, and they would like to know a secret. So if we can give them those things, we might get multiple buyers and then to drive pricing upwards. So what do I mean by that? So in this particular home, or in this home that has sold, an example of market value we've given is $5 million. Now, if we listed that property at 4.99999 instead of listing it at 5.5 million, the likelihood is we will hit on the idea of buyers wanting to get a deal. And so they'll be able to take advantage of that deal. Hopefully multiple buyers will come and see that there's a lot of people that are interested in that property, and then we'll all make bids and we'll drive the price up. Now, after doing this for this is really going to date me, but 17 years and over 600 home sales, you start to see repeatable patterns. And one of those repeatable patterns is seeing that when you list low, more buyers come because they want a deal. Now, if you list too low, so again, in our example of this house, let's pretend that we really, really wanted to end up at $5 million. If we listed at $3 million, that might be a little too low. Now, I have done auction style sales before, and they work if you put a quiet reserve price down on the property, basically meaning that as a seller, you don't have to accept $3 million in the example that we just gave. So in a roundabout, super long way, this is my attempts at telling you that if you have the opportunity in thinking about buying or selling to list high or to list low, I would generally be at market or below, knowing that buyers want, yes, two things. They want to know a deal and they want to know a secret. And so if we can give them those things, we get more buyers and you build basically a marketplace for your little home or product. So that's my big tip of the day that I wanted to share. For whatever reason, I've been getting that question oftentimes. That, and here particularly, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but here in the Los Angeles, Hollywood, Beverly Hills area, the questions that I hear most often that people will pop up, kind of the small talk, is let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about celebrity status or the latest movie or things that are happening with Hollywood gossip. And let's talk about real estate. And that's because homes can range anywhere from, on a lowest of low ends in this area, maybe $300,000. And on the highest of high ends, I think the top property is around $188 million. With the average property in the west side of LA going for over $1 million. So it's one of the more expensive markets that's here in the country. And so because of that, lots of people like to talk about it. So it's always great to know when people are asking questions like, how's the market? It's very dependent upon who you are, what you're asking, what type of property you have, etc. And the big thing, as I said, with all of these questions, I get more and more people that will ask me about, what do I do in this situation? What do I do in that situation? And this one particularly was, as a seller, if I have a property, should I list high or should I list low? So hopefully these tips were helpful today. If you have any others, I would love to get some great ideas from you, because I just share them with the general public. So if you're asking the question, oftentimes someone else is asking the question. And so I'd love to be able to answer those. Whatever real estate questions that you may have, you can just connect with me down below. Either a direct message, you can make a comment, other people will jump in as well. It'll be tons of fun. So would love to be able to touch base anytime at your convenience on any real estate question that you have. And we have a number of different offices. So I'm not just here in Los Angeles or still doing business back where I'm originally from of Minnesota, but we also can assist you in all of our other markets. So that's New York, Miami, Colorado, Europe, and beyond. So all that being said, again, this is Erik Brown, Beverly Hills real estate agent, introducing to you the Butterfly House at 219 South Thurston Avenue. If you've got questions about this place, it's a gorgeous single-story home I'd love to be able to share with you. And if not that, and you've got some questions, touch base with me anytime. I would love to connect. This is Erik Brown, signing off.